Howdy folks, and welcome back. This is going to be a little bit of a quicker video, but I wanted to put something out as I work on some larger videos. Today, we will be completing Dredge's DLC, The Pale Reach. I am so incredibly excited for this. It's a super easy 8 achievement with just simply more Dredge gameplay. They do add 2 new things, but otherwise it's just more Dredge. So, with that, I'll throw those achievements up on the board and begin. To properly start the DLC is super simple. All you have to do is first go to the marked location that's on your map and find the Traveling Merchant's pontoon. Note, there are several more entrances into the area proper, but you can't actually access them until you acquire a certain item. I'm not going to show you the footage, but I actually circled the entire ice island for I'd say about 5-10 minutes trying to find an entrance because I didn't actually know how to start, so don't make the same mistake I did. So, as you can see, the first thing you will do once you find the pontoon is follow the merchant into the ice hut. She'll tell you about the icebreaker, a device you can put on your boat to break through the ice blocks you see all around. Only thing, shocker, it's broken! So you will need to find 3 different pieces to put it back together. Also, remember to pick up one of the 2 ice rods and the ice net. You'll need these to get a majority of the fish in this location, which are also needed for achievements. Alright, so we got a net, we got a rod. It's now finally time to start our adventure into the ice sheet. First thing that must be done, fish. Now quickly note, I'm not going to show you every fish you can find. I feel like that sort of defeats the purpose, but I will show you those once we hit certain achievements. Keep in mind, 2 achievements are catch all the fish, and then the second one is catch all the aberrations. Alright, so we're 2 minutes in with no achievements. We all need the dopamine hit, so let's go. As you venture further in, you'll find your ways blocked by a massive ice wall. At first, I assumed I could do what every good American does when dealing with a problem and blow it up. Not the case. Instead, you need to talk to this nice photographer on the boat. She wants your help luring a narwhal with food. So, once you place the fish on the little dinner plate, the narwhal will appear, scaring the photographer, breaking the ice wall, but most importantly, giving our first achievement feeding time. We are now officially on the board. So, to really continue moving forward, our next goal is to find all 3 pieces of the iceberg. This will allow us to stop taking damage from all those little ice blocks and allow us to traverse further into the iceberg. So, the first location you'll come across outside of the pontoon is the central camp dock. Here, you'll find a storage bin, a freezing cabin which has a journal in it that's talking about, the captain's journey about arriving here, captain of the boat, and oh yeah, a man stuck in an ice cube. Now, this knockoff Mr. Freeze tells you that he was the captain of the ship and to not break the ice. Something about a heartbeat and letting something out, I don't know. Me being the ever vigilant and caring for the requests of the dead, completely ignore said request and try to break the ice. I can't. Seems I need a special tool. As I continue my quest to find the icebreaker parts, we come across this strange man in white robes. This guy is just like all the other strange people in brightly colored robes, and as so they request to find certain fish. I don't know what they want to do with it, but that's not really a me problem. The me problem is finding the fish, because, while strange, it is vitally important to complete this man's quest for a later achievement. Our search for the icebreaker parts continues as I come across another port in the shadow of a giant claw, a frozen camp with another journal explaining why we're there, and, oh yes, another human popsicle. Now this fine young lad claims to be the navigator of said ship. He was instructed to come to this portion of the ice by the captain after both of them heard heartbeats coming from the ice. I mean, look, I don't know about you, but when I hear heartbeats coming from ice, I don't do squat. But, unlike the captain, he wants to be freed. As you can imagine, though, without the special tool, that's just not possible. You know what is possible, though? Finding the second part to the icebreaker. Only one more to go. western side of the iceberg, we find quite a few interesting things. The most important, of course, being our third and final piece to the icebreaker. So, with this, we can now return to the traveling merchant, who will fix it up for us, and give us the good old smash of the ice. Alright, but before we do that, we pop up to another frozen claw, a third journal, and yet another man suffering from a light case of hypothermia. Now, this cheery gentleman claims to be the boatswain, which, if you don't know what that is, like I didn't, it is, and this is according to Wikipedia, the most senior rate of the deck department and is responsible for the components of a ship's hull. I don't know what any of that meant, but there you go. He, also unlike the captain, would like to be freed from his icy prison, but no tool, no smashing. Board's been looking a little light on achievements, so when we return to the pontoon, the traveling merchant hooks us up with our very own icebreaker, rewarding us with said aptly named achievement. With our fancy schmancy new icebreaker, we are able to traverse farther under the iceberg, stumbling across yet another port with a chilled out officer. I mean, yes, there is also the four-eyed, eldritch horror, but honestly, that's just a normal Tuesday for us at this point. Now, this fine upstanding gentleman is the first officer of the ship and believes the captain betrayed them all. Honestly, it seems like a domestic dispute. I'm not getting involved, but he also requests that we break open his prison. So, unlike the other three, thanks to our icebreaker, we were actually able to find a couple of axes that fit neatly into the little axe Tetris holder. Anyway, upon freeing the man, he simply poofs away, the eldritch horror closes one of its eyes, and we are rewarded with a little gemstone. We then return to the captain's sickle and complete the same task of smashing open his tomb. The horror closes one of its eyes, and we gain a second little gemstone. Admittedly, I am unsure if we are killing the horror, releasing it, or simply pleasuring it. I'm hoping for the kill, but hey, maybe getting your rocks off has a more literal meaning in this case. When we return to the pontoon, the merchant tells us that she has found another blueprint. This time, it's for an ice maker. Like an ice cutter. Anyway, she requests we find the old one somewhere in the water so that she can use it to make said ice blocks. Once we find said ice shaper, we can turn it into the merchant. She now states we can buy ice off of her. I guess she doesn't realize there's like ice everywhere. I could just, take some. But in any case, not really sure who the bigger fool is, I buy 5 blocks of ice, and upon doing so, am rewarded with the Fresh Fish achievement. It's now time to free the boatswain from his everlasting torture. Once again, task is relatively simple. Find the axe, place it in the Tetris block, and free the man. Or soul? I don't know. Horror closes an eye, and we get a third little gemstone. Finally, we finish up our quadfecta freeing mission and return to the navigator. Same rules apply though. Axe to the ice, horror closes an eye, but this time something new happens. The big yellow crystal that was embedded in the larger iceberg shatters, which then, leads to dropping something in the water. We make our grand return to what I imagine is the corpse of an eldritch horror, and dredge the water, finding ourselves in Oris Anchor. This funky little object lets us create a two-way teleportation from anywhere in the world back to the Blackstone Island. But we aren't quite done yet. Remember those gems we'd been finding? Well, here's where we finally get to use them. See, you need to find this rock slab and insert all the gems into their spot. Upon doing so, we are awarded with the Under the Ice achievement and a new net that has a better aberration chance. I recommend equipping it, and with that, we finish the story of the Pale Reach. Do I understand it? Not really. Was it fun? Yes. You will notice we are still missing a few achievements, so let's go clean it up. Our next achievement comes when we finish up the last delivery mission for the white-robed individual. When we turn it in, we are awarded with the Frozen Favors achievement for finishing all of the side quests. These next achievements popped at the same time. Throughout the whole time playing, I've been fishing at most spots when I can. All I was missing now was the colossal squid and its counterpart. This ugly bastard could only be caught via the net, meaning I was completely up to RNG. My real-time reaction does not do my excitement justice.
Nice.
When I finally caught the squid, as you just saw, I was awarded with both From the Black Depth for catching the squid and Polar Angler for catching all known tail reach species. Much like the Polar Angler, this last achievement is to obtain all the aberration variations. Once I get my final one, of course it being the squid, the achievement pops, and again, my real-time reaction does not show my true excitement, as I had just been trawling around for a good 20 minutes.
There we go. Pale Grasper.
And with that, folks, we finish up Dredge's DLC. I gotta say, I really did enjoy it. It was short and sweet and brought me back to the game after originally 100%ing it. I also want to give the devs a huge thank you for making the DLC affordable in an age where things are starting to get more and more expensive. I was concerned that even with the added content, they were going to charge something like $20 for it. But no, they charged a very affordable $6. So, if you liked Dredge, want more, and want to support the devs, I highly recommend it. With that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood's Platinum, Borderlands 1's achievements, and a few other mystery videos coming your way. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!